Good afternoon, everybody here and online. So my name is Benjamin Perier. I am here representing Fusion for Energy. So we are the European agency for the development of fusion in Europe. So we are kind of a specific animal because the European Commission is not really used to have agency or bodies that are in charge of building a machine, but it is our case. And in fact, we are contributing to the construction of a machine and maybe other machine in the future. So I will fly over what is fusion because I think you've heard that this morning, but more focus on us and our main project at this moment, which is the ITER project. And I want also to describe what we want to do with the industry, with the supply chain, what has been our relationship in particular here in Catalonia and Spain, and how we see the current momentum with the startups. A lot of fusion startups are coming up. And I will finally show you example of the next call for tender that we are going to launch. So the narrative around fusion is now well known. The benefits are understood. We are now identified as a clean, abundant, and safe energy for the future. So now the question is when and how we are going to do that. I think you had Anjali Barra this morning who explained you the challenges. It is complicated to achieve. And I think this is one answer to the question, why is it not already in place? If it was that easy, looking at what is at stake in terms of money and of society, I think it would have been done. But in fact, it's very complex. And you need to have, in particular, big machines to demonstrate to the public, but also to the authority that it works and that it is safe. And this is what we are trying to do at this moment. I want also to say that it is as passionating as stressful. I mean, we realize every day that all this is bigger than us. And when I say us, it's Fusion for Energy, Europe, and all the other parties in the ITER project in particular. So we are still committed to make this happen as soon as possible. So we are, as I was saying, a bizarre object of the Commission, a joint undertaking. We are based in Barcelona, and we have also offices in Cadarache, which is south of France, where is the ITER machine, and some offices in Munich, and also in Japan, by the way. Close to 500 people. In the last period, we had a budget of close to 6 billion euros, and this is also the budget for the next period. We have a new director since last year, whose name is Marc Lachaise. Interestingly, he's coming from the operator. He was working in EDF, Électricité de France. I don't know what the equivalent here could be, Iberdrola, or I mean, there is a lot of provider of electricity in Spain, I have discovered, but basically he's coming from EDF and he's also coming from the supply chain world. So he has a clear look and a clear care on the technology and the industry that are here to develop the technologies that are needed. Okay, our main role is connected to the ITER project, but I will show that we have also other projects around fusion. Okay, we started. I mean, we were born in 2008, and as you can see, on day one of our life, we already had to launch call for tender. So it's like when you create the European Space Agency, and the next day you have to start to build the rocket, and it is a little bit what happened to us. So we have been increasingly placing contracts with industry and research organization. This is over the last 15 years. And the scale is pretty much the same for the next period until 2034, which is probably the moment when our main project, the ITER machine, will be working. So we have a certain number of projects. Our main project is ITER. So this is a big machine. I will show later how it goes at this moment. But we also have some collaboration in Japan with a smaller machine. It's the same concept as ITER. So it will also demonstrate technology and materials needed to make fusion happen. And we are also preparing and we are also engaged in what Anjali Barra was demonstrating this morning, which is the IFMIF Donetsk facility in Granada. And of course, the final step of our mission probably will be to build this machine, which is a similar design to the ITER machine, but demo will be connected to the grid and will deliver electricity. So before we start the operation of the ITER machine, we should start the fabrication and the construction of this demo machine. As you can see already, this machine is a collaboration between 7 parties. This machine, we hope, we trust that there will be a European-only machine. And this is also why we are focusing on European capacity, technology, and European industry. I will come back on this later. This is a nice picture of the ITER site in winter. And if you can launch the video, we have a nice video showing the situation at the moment. So I cannot describe everything that is going to be shown here. Probably Anjali Barra would have been able to do that, but I'm from the business part, so I have some limitation in physics and in science. But basically, this is the ITER site by September, I think, this year, and you have here the main buildings are already in place. Okay, this is where we manufacture the coils that are here to inside the machine to constrain the plasma to keep it in place, because this is a condition of fusion. Not only you need to heat the gas and electrify it, but you also need to make it stable. And for this, we need some huge magnets, huge coils, and some of them were so big that we had to manufacture on site. We had some problems, maybe you have heard about that, with some vacuum vessel sector. So this is the big tank in which the plasma will be contained. And we had some non-conformity, some welding issues. So, I mean, one small issue here means potentially 1 year of delay. So, and quality cannot be discussed because we have a safety authority that is looking at us, because we are the biggest machine to demonstrate fusion at this point in time. So we need to make it perfect. Once it's repaired, it will be put in the tokamak pit. So in the area where all the other components will be integrated. So here we go inside the tokamak where the plasma will be formed. We have another sector, vacuum vessel sector, that is under repair and nearly completed. This is a United States delivery, the central solenoid, which is a central magnet, also has an objective to stabilize the plasma. These are some AC/DC transformation system. So the ITER site can be visited 2 times per year. I think there are some open doors. I encourage you to go if you want. It's usually in June and in November, I think. It's interesting to go now because you can still see many things. At some point, it will be so busy in terms of equipment that you will not be able to see anything. This is the assembly hall where we place the component before installing them in the tokamak. Okay, alors, so the 2 difficulties of fusion, as explained by Angel, probably is to heat up to the temperature needed. So we have many heating systems. We have wave, radio frequency wave. We have a cyclotron, and this takes a lot of space and energy, of course, on the site. We have neutral beam injection. All this is in development and in installation with various stages. We also had to manufacture heavy nuclear doors in order to protect the tokamak pit. Even a basic painting in the ITER world is complicated because the requirements from again the safety authority are very high. Here we are still missing the hot cell facility. I think I will comment that later on. And this place in 2008 was totally empty, so be considered as a long development or normal, but this is where we are, October 2024. So as an international project, we have to take into account the capacity and the delivery of other parties. So we sum up to 50% of global population. What's interesting here and what is important, and also for today's discussion, is that Europe is the main contributor in the sense that we provide 45% of this machine, and each other country or party deliver 9%. But also, we are engaged in all the various technological challenges of the machine, and it is very important for us because this leads to a kind of autonomy of Europe when comes the moment to build the next machine. So on purpose, we have a step, we have an eye, we have a responsibility in all the various elements of the machine. Okay, as I was saying, these are some of the key elements that you need to make fusion happen. These are cutting edge technology, and it comes to the last one that we are preparing now, which are the fuel breeding modules. And these are key elements in the sense that this is also one element that saves you from using radioactive fuel and transport radioactive fuel, because we are able to transform the lithium into tritium inside the machine thanks to this equipment. So our vision basically is what we do. So we construct and we make ITER ready to operate, but we also have an eye on what is needed in the future. So talent, education, and knowledge. So how are we building this machine, with which technology, and also with which industry? Okay, so our boss is the European Commission and the European taxpayer, and basically our boss is telling us, you need to make ITER, you need to make it work. Whenever it works and however it goes, you must build a European competitiveness. You must build a European industry capable. Even if ITER is late, even if ITER has problems, whatever, your obligation, and maybe it comes on top of the obligation related to ITER, is to have a European industry capable to compete. I will come back on the current challenges and the fact that fusion is at a momentum with startups. But our route is clearly going through develop a European capacity on fusion. This is what happened this year. So it was after some difficult years, a quite successful year in terms of delivery. We delivered some building. We delivered the final coil, so the final magnet for the machine. We completed the first vacuum vessel sector. This was a big achievement because we had problem, and we deliver a certain number of buildings. Okay, again, some picture. I will not spend too much time on this. This is on the media. Now, what we are, before going to the current business opportunity, we have also identified the fact that we need to develop technology that are maybe not already in the machine or maybe not identified as a piece of the machine. So this is why we are initiating now a technology development program. The idea here is to finance the development of technology that we know will be needed for future fusion machine, not only for ITER, but maybe for other machines. and to provide to the industry and the research world some financement to develop this technology. Okay, so we need to find some technological gaps. So we have identified already some of them, and we are opening at the moment a call for expression. So if you have a technology that you believe could make sense for the future of fusion, you can propose that, and we can put that on the list of the future technologies that we will finance. It's really a change in our strategy, because before that, our budget was only connected to a component, a piece, an equipment, big, small, whatever, that goes into ITER. Now we are talking about financing technologies and development that are not directly connected to ITER for its first operation. Okay, and for this we are looking at what some other successful organizations have done, like ISA for instance. Okay, so I will come back on this and give you the first example. So at the moment we have two pilots. So we are testing this technology development program on two topics. One topic is a characterization of some welding activity between a tungsten and copper chromium zirconium material. And also we are testing this on the manufacturing of a personal monitoring system for operators in tritium. But of course, these are just pilot actions. Now we would like to expand that to technologies that probably we have not identified yet. Okay, now the supply chain. So first, a point on Spain. So Spain is one of the most successful countries with fusion for energy in terms of involvement with fusion for energy. We estimate that it's more than 1 billion euro in terms of return. So contract and subcontractor, direct and indirect. So it's a huge contribution. It's a huge estimation that we have done. I think half is probably with subcontracting activity. In terms of what we call the success rate, which is basically how many offers for how many contracts awarded. Also here, the success rate is rather good. We are assessing also the result of the contract, and here again it's rather positive with Spain. These are the kind of technology that Spanish company are delivering for us. Okay, so you see there is a large spectrum of technology, and here it's limited to a top 20, I think, but there are many other in a large range of activity. We have companies from Catalonia, from País Vasco. This is a non full list of the companies that are connected with us, having contract, being subcontractor, or being interested. Generally speaking, in Spain and in Europe, we believe that we have reached 70% of the supply chain for fusion. So we still need to identify, to attract some companies, and we believe that the companies that are not with us now are probably very important too. So we want really to make this extra mile to attract more company with us. And how we are doing this? So basically, this is a fusion for energy, how we work. So we sign a contract with the international organization ITER. And in this contract, ITER tells us you need to deliver this equipment. And then we launch a call for tender and we sign a contract with industry. But before that, we have all this period where we discuss with industry. We do market survey, we do information day, we come to meetings in order to identify companies that could join us. And for this, we feed our supply chain of fusion industry. This is a key element of our activity in our organization, because we know that with this supply chain, we know who is able to manufacture components needed for fusion, not only for the ITER machine, but also for the next machine. So this is a very important part of our work. Of course, we need to deliver for ITER, as I was saying before. We want really to support industry. And when I say that it's our fuel and one of our deliveries, what it means, we need industry because we need to manufacture the component for ITER, and this is our obligation, but it's also what we want to deliver. a European industry capable to build the next fusion machine. Okay, so where do you find our opportunity? So we have an industry portal that is still a little bit from another time, I find, but okay, we will make it more shiny in the future, and you also access all our opportunity in the official daily news of the European Commission. One tool that we put in place, I will come back on this, is the partnership tool. So if you see something that is of interest to you, but you cannot cover the full scope of the contract, you can post here an announcement via us and say, look, I can do, I don't know, I can do the testing, I can do the welding, I can do the material development, but for the rest, I need partner. So here we can help you in finding partner. We have also a technology transfer marketplace where we give possibility to company to sell what they have developed with us outside of the fusion world. And you can register, as I was saying, in our supply chain database. I will move because I don't know where I am. Yeah. Just a word on private sector. Okay, there is a lot of noise positive noise at the moment around fusion. So these are, for instance, the European startups or initiatives. So this is not a startup indeed, but these are the fusion enterprise that have came to birth since 2019. I think you have probably 40 also only in the US. So our position with this initiative is we are going to share information with this initiative. We trust that among all this, some will come with some interesting technology. So we want to connect with them. But then it has to be also a balanced relationship because we are a European institution funded by European public money. If we are to collaborate with private initiative, there should be also a return for the European community. Okay, and this is a little bit different for the ITER international organization. ITER international organization, they want that the machine works as soon as possible, full stop. But us, it's not only that. We want also to protect the interest of European industry. So this is something that we are carefully looking at the moment. So example of opportunity. So I already mentioned this technology development program. At the moment, it's on, for instance, the development of this welding capacity. So it's a stage approach, and we can finance multiple companies during the stage approach. We can finance a first step when they develop a manufacturing process, and then on the second stage, they can develop some mock-ups, some samples, and on the third step, it can go up to manufacturing more units. So it's a stage approach that is really open and where we have secured a certain budget for the next period. Okay, and then we have some more important and more concrete call for tender. So here we are in the cryoplant and fuel cycle program. Okay, so Fusion for Energy is in charge of significant system. One system is the isotope separation system. And like in many of our call for tender, usually we receive specification and design that are not final, which is good because it gives the possibility to the manufacturer to make a manufacturing design that is probably more credible for him. So usually we have in the scope the final design and the supply and the manufacturing. So this will be the case for the isotope separation system and water detritiation system. Alors, these are important call for tender. Category D means we are over 10 million euros. But again, this will be split in various tasks. Okay. If you are interested in all what is related to the fuel cycle, we organize a workshop online on 6 February. And here is a link to register. And here, I think I will go back on this later. We will go through a certain number of technology. On the cryoplant and fuel cycle, we have also a call for tender for the procurement of cryolines. the procurement of a leak detection system with a large number of activities. So this is where we encourage you to post a partnership offer, or just to introduce your company if you have some interest in there. I already mentioned that. I will skip on that. And then we have a significant call for tender around the neutral beam cryopumps. So these are the cryopumps related to the heating system. It's a huge call for tender, so this one is probably very, very important. But globally speaking, on vacuum, cryogenics, and leak detection, over the next period, we have a portfolio of close to 120 million euro procurement, and not all will be as big as this one. Yeah. This is the scope of the fuel cycle workshop in February. So we are going to discuss all this kind of technology, okay? And among all this, there is a significant number that will probably be translated into a technology development program. So there will be probably financing of some research activity, process development, and sample. So again, it is in 2 steps. 6 February, there is a first online workshop, and then in person, I mean, which is rather good for you because it will be in Barcelona in March for the second step. Here is the link to register to the workshop. In heating system, we have, for instance, in plan to launch a call for tender for magnetic shielding of our neutral beam injector. So again, this is protection of one of our heating system. And basically here, 2 main components, some coils, some magnets, and some passive shielding with stainless steel plates. And the skill required, as usual in our call for tender, we need high precision machining with very, very tight tolerances and applied to heavy components. So this is a standard in the ITER machine. The weight is not an issue, like in space, but the precision is an obligation. So this is a standard. Okay, and this is in particular the requirement that we have for the specific skill. Yeah, so I move quickly. This is also a very big call for tender we are going to launch. These are the ports that are going to bring the diagnostic tool inside the tokamak. Okay, a very complex system with a lot of activity inside. This is going to be launched in the 3rd quarter. And on the TBM, so the system that are going to enable us to transform lithium into tritium. So this is a very strategic item for Europe in particular. Here we are launching a certain number of call for tender, and pretty much all are preceded by a market survey. And here there is a market survey that will be launched for water-cooled lithium loop. Other approach is our collaboration with Japan. We have some opportunities coming. So these are just examples. There will be more. And we have also some transversal activity. For instance, destructive and non-destructive testing of material and mock-ups. So this will be launched in the 1st quarter. On instrumentation and control, for the control of and data acquisition, we have a large call for tender that will be coming up in 2025. So this is at the margin of our activity, but still we have a responsibility here for ITER because Europe is not going to operate the ITER machine. It's the ITER International Organization that is going to operate. And so all the majority of instrumentation and control is not with Europe, but in that case, we have here a part of the scope of work. And finally, this is an ongoing call for tender. So we are responsible for the design and manufacturing of remote handling system for the first phase of the machine assembly. So we have here a certain number of movers that are here to service various components in the machine, to maintain the divertor here, to maintain the first wall and to replace some tiles when they are damaged. Also to move some in-vessel viewing system. This is also a call for tender that is open. We know we have some Spanish interest in there, by the way. And I think the deadline is 15th of January. So I show again here something that is probably of interest. I mean, the little square have moved. Please visit this portal and check if you want to advertise. Okay, you can either introduce your company, saying my company can do this, just contact me, or you can say I have seen this call for tender. I need somebody to help me with manufacturing design, CAD, whatever. But it is something that we want really to generate traffic and also to make connection with among companies. So to finish off, I would like to insist on the good relation with Spain, on the fact that we also are heading now really to technology transfer, technology development, further to the ITER machine. We want really to play a key role in the European fusion landscape. I mean, if we look at what we spend in 1 year at this moment is equal to what all the 50 startups in the world are spending with industry. So I think we need really to give more value to this. And for this, we need to have a good connection with the industry. So any question? I think I have put here my details. So I have again forgotten here to put the contact of the industry liaison officer. I'm sorry for that. So you have probably met Belen, and Belen is our contact here in Spain, and she received, I would say, privileged information on what's coming up in next time, and she's also able to help you connect with other companies. So I think I have to put that again here, because this is a key element for our relationship with industry. Okay. So that's it for me. Thank you very much. Thank you.